there, everybody. How's it going? Welcome back to another awesome episode of On the Throttle with Jacqui and my buddy Josh Strokey, bringing you another awesome episode, no matter where in the world we may be. Any of you keen-eyed travelers out there might recognize that I am indeed at the Atlanta airport bringing you today's show. I just had to bring you all this awesome news going on out here. For today's show, I have got a couple of stories for you, including some awesome new bikes from Moto Morini, and the center of the motorcycling universe is round on both sides and high in the middle. Josh, what you got going on today?
I'm confused by that second one, but I'm assuming you're gonna give me the information on it. So, in my first story, I'm gonna ask for a brake. Actually, I'm just gonna ask for a couple of bolts for the brakes, and we will talk about that. And then we are gonna go anti-ZZ Top, and we're gonna talk about some definitely not cheap sunglasses. That's what I got.
Well, I can't wait to hear what that's all about, but we're all gonna have to wait after this word from our sponsor.
For all of your motorcycle ATV and UTV oil requirements, be sure to run Pen Grade 1. The unique base oil cut utilized in the original green oil and the enhanced levels of anti-wear additives provide strong protection while reducing internal friction for increased horsepower output under the most demanding conditions. Pen Grade 1 is proud to be made in the USA.
And thanks again, Pen Grade. So, as I mentioned at the top of the program, today's show, my very first story, we're going to be talking about some bikes from the company Moto Morini. That's right, the Italian brand is back again and has relaunched with a handful of really awesome bikes. Josh and I have talked a little bit, especially about their adventure bike that has been burning down the internet for a while now. It is absolutely one of my favorites. I say it every single time we feature it on the show. I think it is just a super dead sexy middleweight adventure bike. That, of course, is the Escape from Moto Morini. But a couple of their street bikes are going to be landing here in the United States as well. Let's go ahead and jump on into the details of these new bikes on the way from Moto Morini. The STR is on the way from Moto Morini, as I mentioned. This is the Seiemmezzo STR Naked Street Bike. Really, absolutely beautiful style. Again, this is that around 650 displacement. They call it the 6.5. That is a back in the Wayback Machine Moto Morini reference. If you remember the 3.5 and the 5.5 floating around, very, very typical Moto Morini thing. Anywho, the 6.5 or the Seiemmezzo from Moto Morini. This is the STR. This is the street bike. I think this is really, really sharp looking. It's an exceptional blend of style, comfort, and premium features found on more expensive machines. However, it does not break the bank because it's coming in at under $7,500 landed here in the US. This also has full LED lighting, 5-inch TFT dash, steel trellis frame. It's got Bluetooth in it as well, tubeless alloy wheels, Pirelli tires, and Brembo anti-lock brake system. So that is a ton of really bells and whistles premium package for under $7,500. We are excited to bring the Moto Morini brand to the United States, said Chris McGee, the Chief Operating Officer. The STR is just one example that reflects the Moto Morini mantra of delivering performance, quality, craftsmanship. It's a great looking machine that's super fun to ride. It's also going to be bringing over, however, this SCR, of course, referencing Scrambler. That's right, there's a Scrambler in the works as well. The bike on your screen right now is still that street model, that STR for street. And then one more slide, Miss Ashley, then I think we start getting into the Scramblers. There we go with the high front fender. This is their Scrambler model. I think these are so beautiful. I think these are such great looking bikes, super, super sharp. Again, at that unbelievable price tag, I was a little shocked, I gotta admit, because these guys are coming in under $7,500 for the STR and the SCR Scrambler. Ashley, if you want to show me the next couple of slides here, I've got a couple more images of it. I think it's just super great looking, again, with that 6.5, referencing some earlier Moto Morini history. I love the very, vaguely kind of cafe racer vibes with this, that little front bikini fairing on the very front of it. And then I've also got the Escape on here as well, because also the Escape is coming. We kind of knew it was, but it's totally confirmed now. It's posted on their website. And now we have a price tag for this bike. This guy is going to be coming in at under $8,300. Josh, what do you think about that? There it is with some hard bags on it, full tilt middleweight adventure bike for under $9,000. What do you think, Josh?
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because they've entered it in a couple of races to prove its worth, and it's really done that as of this far. Like you, when I saw the prices, I was very much blown away. I did some more research, and in the area here, there's a Western Ohio dealership, there's there's a Southern Ohio dealership, and there's a dealership over by Pennsylvania that already has these listed online as ready to go. So to me, I mean, once again, I think this is a great area for them to come in at. This is not, I mean, when you mention stuff like Brembo brakes and that, we're not talking about like, okay, we're going to take the bottom of the bin stuff. There's premium stuff on here that you want and need. And to me, I mean, these are a great bargain. And I don't mean that in the cheap sense. I think these are a great value overall. So I'm all for it. I'm excited to see. The other thing that I see too is with the STR, this is aimed at something like the Suzuki 8S, the Yamaha MT-07, stuff like that. Yeah. These bikes are going to play in those realms, and we have seen how popular those are. These, I think they're going to give them a fight.
I think so too. That was a shot across the bow directly at that MT-07. I completely agree with you. And then a little bit of breaking news, beep, 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 from our parent website, motorcyclepowersportsnews.com. Moto Morini also has announced that they are going to be bringing their demo tour to Sturgis this year. That's right, Sturgis, the home of all things V-twin, and a couple little imported bikes. It's going to be, Moto Morini is going to be there. They're going to be bringing their demo trucks. So that's really very exciting. Josh, what you got going on for your first story today?
Well, we always like to make sure that we let people know about recalls. So this is one that we're going to talk about, and I got to tell you, this is being done right. So there is a brake recall on the Yamaha T7, speaking of middleweight adventure bikes. So this is for the 2022 model year. There is the possibility of one or more brake caliper bolts being the incorrect length. And what they're looking for here is, first off, is if you hear like a clunking noise or something like that, if you've taken calipers on and off. There's some of us that have a tendency to put our bikes in mud and dirt that obviously grinds brakes down in no time. There's also those of us that may be a little hard on the brakes at times. But nonetheless, so if you've had to take this bolt in and out, you're especially at risk on this. Yamaha is initiating what they call their factory modification campaign, meaning that if it needs this done, it will happen free of charge. If you have had this done at a dealership and it needs to, or you've already paid for it, they will reimburse you. To me, one of the reasons why I don't mind bringing up a recall like this is just because of the fact with Yamaha, they are so proactive with stuff like this, and they take care of so much of this. I mean, they really want to make sure that people are not going to have an issue. Now, they've put out a bulletin on this. Now, like I said, in the show, in the picture here, if it's a 40 millimeter bolt, it should have 20 millimeter threads. If you want to go out and check that on your 2022 T7, go do that. Yamaha is going to start sending things out as of the broadcast of this right now. So you'll see that over the next couple of days. Now, the thing that I love about this and what I want to say is Yamaha is making a big deal about this. This is expected to be affecting 211 units, which when you look at the production of the T7 isn't much. But to me, to make sure that we've got a listing on this and to know that this is out there, to me, is huge for Yamaha, because it says, look, we know there's an issue. We're going to take care of it. It's not that many bikes. We're going to take care of it. And are you noticing a theme of what I'm saying here? They're going to take care of it. And I'm really glad to hear that. There's someone, though, that sounds like they aren't glad to hear that.
I know. You never know what you're gonna get at the airport, right?
No.
I love that you brought this up. You know, as much as we are fans of the Tenere, of course, another middleweight adventure bike that you and I both love and enjoy. We also definitely support here on the program when there are recalls and issues and manufacturers getting in front of it. We are huge supporters of that. So I will definitely, I'm pumped that you brought it onto today's show. That way we can spread the word far and wide and let all those Tenere owners know know that they need to hop on over to the dealership and get that addressed. So bravo, bravo. So for my next story, however, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, the center of the motorcycle universe has indeed relocated from this past week, where it was in Milwaukee, it seems like. It is relocated to a place that is round but high in the middle. But we're all going to have to wait and hear where that place is after this word from our partners.
Switching to pay-per-mile insurance, VOOM Insurance can save you up to 60%. This is ideal for multiple bike owners, weekend riders, and those of us out here with a shorter riding season. There's no tracking or hardware required. VOOM uses a mobile app for convenient upload of the odometer. This is available in Arizona, Oregon, Colorado, Oklahoma, Texas, Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee, Alabama, Pennsylvania, and Maryland, with more states being added as we grow. For more info, head to VOOMinsurance.com. Showchrome is a leader in power sports accessories for 2, 3, and 4 wheels. For over 42 years, our R&D team has created innovative products for riders. We're releasing over 80 new products in 2023, featuring exciting products for Honda Goldwing, Can-Am Ryker, and Can-Am Spyder, Polaris Slingshot, side-by-side and UTVs, and Ultra Guard covers for many power sports makes and models. Make sure you're staying in the loop. Sign up to receive new product releases at showchromeusa.com today.
Thanks again to our show partners. So, unless you have been living under a rock, you might not have noticed that the center of the motorcycle universe this past week was indeed up in Milwaukee with the 120th anniversary of Harley Davidson. They put on a heck of a party. I've seen just incredible photos, amazing bands. It just looked absolutely phenomenal. But wait, there's more, because the center of the motorcycle universe now officially switches over to Ohio. That's right, the last handful of months. It is right where Mr. Josh is sitting right now, right where our parent company is in beautiful, beautiful Ohio, with an awesome event taking place this weekend and then the following weekend. Our very first event I wanted to feature on the show, of course, is Mid-Ohio Vintage Days. She is back. This awesome event has been going on for 500 million years. It is smack dab in the middle of Ohio, hence the name Mid-Ohio. It is at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, and it is lovingly referred to as Mud, Ohio, because it is always incredibly hot and incredibly rainy and incredibly swampy, but also an incredible good time. If you have never gone, you need to put this on your bucket list, because it gets thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people and motorcycles and things and stuff, and is the largest swap meet for motorcycles in the United States. That's right. So you need to bring a trailer, bring a truck, and head on over there and do some shopping. It is a heck of a good time. There is road racing. There is dirt racing. There is, again, that incredible swap. There is amazing, amazing parties going on in the campgrounds. There is guest lecturers. There is demo trucks. You can go ride new motorcycles. There's all sorts of amazing stuff going on. This is one of my most favorite events. I go almost every single year and sweat it out with 100,000 like-minded vintage motorcycle nerds and enthusiasts. Again, that is going on this coming weekend. This is Mid-Ohio Vintage Motorcycle Days. And next weekend, another awesome event taking place in Ohio is the incredible event Fuel Cleveland. This takes place up at Hale Farm, which is near the Akron, Ohio area. And Fuel Cleveland is a invite-only custom bike show, but there's tons of vendors, tons of amazing bikes. There's food trucks. There also usually is a demo truck around there, so you can ride some new bikes if you wish. This is a heck of a good time. Last year was spectacular. Just super sunshiny, bikes out underneath the sun. People bring picnic blankets and sit around and have a picnic, and it's just absolutely lovely and a wonderful good time. Again, that is Fuel Cleveland, and I wanted to give a little bit of a shout out because they do a pre-party on Friday, and this year's pre-party is hosted at my good friends Skidmark Garage downtown Cleveland. That should be on your bucket list. Josh, what do you think about all this awesome stuff going on in Ohio?
It's funny. So Mid-Ohio is something that, we've been at together before too. It's a ton of fun. You forgot something though. You said bring a truck, bring a trailer. You forgot to say bring your entire bank account, because
Bring all your
that is
money.
the other thing. Yeah, bring every last dollar you have, and plan on not going home with it because you won't. There is enough stuff there that no matter what you like, you are going to find something that you like, and you just have to take home. That is all
Yeah.
there is to it with that. Fuel's a
Yeah.
unique show. I mean, I know there's a ton of great stuff there. It's at Hale Farm and Village, like you said. Beautiful setting. And the other thing is, too, is if you ride there, there is so much brilliant riding in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park there to go hang out. Yes, great stuff there. So, yes.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Josh, what you got going on for your second story today?
So we're going to finish on this one. It's kind of an odd one. We are going to talk about definitely not cheap sunglasses because BMW recently released a set of glasses that have a heads-up display in them. And this is exactly the view that you get with this. So to me, there are clear and tinted lenses available. There's 2 frame widths. And what I found interesting about the frame widths is because there are different pupillary distances. Yes, our eyes are all different distances apart. Never knew that, right? Those of you that have virtual reality headsets, you've had to adjust that sometimes. So that way it makes sure that it's in the center of your line of sight for that. So there's the 2 frame widths. It can show the speed. It can show the speed limit. It can show what gear you're in. It can also show navigation items in there. As you can see, there's that arrow in there. It is switchable on and off via a button on the left temple. Or through the BMW Connected app. To me, this is the other thing that's kind of cool about this is that you can set it up to have prescription lenses put in it. So for people like me that when I have my contacts out, I walk into stuff. The thing that I found interesting about this, I did some digging. It is available up to 4.5 diopters, which that's right where I'm at. So I could have these. The thing that I find interesting about these is that, and we kind of talked about this ahead of time, Jackie, that it didn't work for Google Glass in 2014, and they were like, oh, people weren't ready for it, everything like that. I think that these are a cool idea because I was out on the bike yesterday, and there was a couple of geese that almost sacrificed their lives to me because of the fact I had to look down at my GPS for a second, and when I popped up over a hill. So you don't have to look down. You don't have to look away. My issue is with it, and BMW has a cool video about it on their website that shows you what it is. I could do nothing but stare at the speedometer and navigation on that. The road behind it, I was completely oblivious to. There was a turn there. I totally would have gone off the cliff like the road runner. That's me. So I see this as very cool tech. I see this as something that could be interesting. I see there's all sorts of steps that we have to get to. I mean, when you look at your phones now, there's a lot of steps that we took in the interim to get here. So this I see as some of these first steps. I see some people that are going to adopt this and absolutely love it. I see this as someone like myself, as this is how I would die. So we need to find those people that are going to be able to use this well. And those people are going to help adapt this into the future. The fact that BMW is pushing this type of technology is going to bring other people along. And that's what I think is so great about it. Are you going to see these on my face anytime soon? Probably not. I mean, unless I decide it's time to end it, because like I said, I'm going to drive off the end of the road staring at the navigation. At least I'll know how fast I was going when I go over the edge of the cliff. What are your thoughts, Jackie? Is this something that, I mean, do you agree that this is a step in technology?
It is a step in technology, and you're right. Google Glass did it first. It didn't work, so we're going to revisit it. But the head-up display thing, I totally support. I think it's great. Coming from their car side, that's where a lot of their technology is developed and then moves back on down to the motorcycles. So I get why it exists. I get why it's here. I am one of those people just like you. I can't focus from here to there real quickly and easily. So if I was staring at it, like I would go right off the road for sure. So I am not the end user for this technology, but people with 2020 very well might have a great time with it. The last thing I want to touch on before I got to go run for my gate or I'm going to miss my flight is a buddy of mine sent me a note. On last week's show, we talked about BMW having the technology of being able to sense when you have an accident and the bike literally starts talking to you. he rented a new BMW in Italy, and he accidentally did knock over the bike. Crash, knock over, however you want to say it. I won't name names here. But anyway, it started talking to him in Italian.
Yep.
And then when he spoke back, it switched to English. They could converse. He could
Yep.
say, I crashed this bike. Some people, it was super, super desolate area. 3 women happened to be driving by. They pulled over to help him, of course, like decent human beings. The bike switched to Italian to speak to the women to let him know what was
Wow.
happening, and then switched back to English to talk to my buddy. Like, unbelievable technology. I just had
That's
to bring
awesome.
that up. Thanks to my friend for, you watched the show, so thank you for watching the show, but also sending that awesome story, because I thought that was really a very, very cool, neat thing, and touching on what we talked about last week.
For
But
sure.
yes, BMW is always going to be on the edge of technology. I love that
Yep.
for them. I love that about them. But the head-up display thing, I don't know if I need it here. I'm interested in the head-up display technology that's in a helmet, though. So figure that out. Figure out how I'm going to square that circle. But that's what I got to say about that. But thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Josh, thanks for all the awesome stories, as always, every
You
single
also.
week. Thanks for clicking, liking, and sharing all these videos, everybody. And we will see you next week. I'm off to my gate. Bye, everybody.